Well, I have my official ticket. Let's see what Downton, the exhibition, has to offer.
It is my happy duty to welcome you to the world of Downton Abbey. You will be given the opportunity to discover both its public and its private faces.
Everything's the same dimensions. It's all the same. It's making me so nostalgic. All my jelly molds. It's all there.
You'll find there's never a dull moment in this house.
This is Mrs. Patmore here. She's lost her head, unfortunately, but that's the only time she's quiet, I think, isn't it? Bless her.
For heaven's sake, get a move on, girl, before they get back from church.
This is exactly how all of the place settings should be sat. 4 glasses and too many knives and forks to know what to do with, really.
Everything I read on my desk were authentic bills from 1923 or something like that. So the attention to detail is fantastic. For me, all the best scenes were shot in here because this is when you got to be personal and private, and we had those private moments. So there was the
proposal?
Oh, the proposal.
Of course I'll marry you, you old booby. I thought you'd never ask.
I really feel like if you watch the show, to come to these sets is so exciting because it's exactly the same as what you've seen on TV.
One of the real joys of the job was the costumes. And it's really special to see them in this context.
Heavens, we are quite a party.
This part, to about here, is all one piece of lace, which is very, very expensive antique lace, I was told when I was wearing it.
There's lots for the kids to do with opening drawers and pressing buttons and listening to music and making phone calls. People will be excited to see it.
Experience the history, the fashion, the house.
Welcome to Downton.
Downton Abbey, the exhibition.
Wow, guys, it's so beautiful. And look who we're here with, the beautiful Michelle Dockery. Yeah. I got the chance to go to the exhibition, and it was so amazing, especially as a fan of Downton. You really feel like you're transported. And I saw you there on Friday, and you were doing a little shopping in the souvenir shop, which is awesome.
The souvenir shop is brilliant. You can get so many things, from the replicas from the show to little teddies that are like Pharaoh the dog. You know, I got one for my niece. It was brilliant. But the exhibition it's amazing, and it was incredibly nostalgic for us walking through those doors and into what was our world for 6 years working on that show. And I think the fans will feel the same. And just the attention to detail, and everything is there. From the telegrams that were written, that we used as props, to 56 costumes over the 6 years. It's incredible.
What was your favorite? So when you first walk in, you know, you see the Downton kitchen, and then you look right across the hall and exactly where you think the room would be where they used to eat, where Carson and the crew used to sit down and eat. It's right there. How did you feel walking through all of that? Did it really bring you back to the set and the time you had there?
It really did, and was just for a second I thought I was on the set, and then, you know, and then had to remind myself I was actually in New York City. It really is like straight from the set or from Highclere Castle, and Mary's bedroom for me was very emotional walking into that, and you know, there was so much that happened, you know, for me in her bedroom, including an incident with a Turkish diplomat. In fact, my underwear is on display. You could see it in that video. So you can see Lady Mary's underwear. Yeah. It's very nice.
Yeah, and where Lady Mary used to sit, and Anna used to brush her hair and get her ready for bed, or get her ready for an event.
And all of the props there, the mirror, the brush that she used to brush Mary's hair with. I mean, every single thing is there. Nothing has been replaced by something similar. It's all, they've just shipped everything. So it's a really, really incredible exhibition.
It was cool. So did you go this weekend and surprise some people at the exhibit?
I did, yeah. I was asked to go down there and just surprise some fans on Saturday. So it was great. And there were some people having like an old-fashioned photograph taken. You can like get these old-fashioned pictures done in a sort of sepia, you know, filter. And I just snuck in to the picture, and they did. It took them a while to actually realise. I felt terrible, actually. I gave them such a shock. But it was packed, and the line is going right around the building. I mean, America just embraced our show so much. I mean, it really kind of did become its most successful, really, when America, seemed to fall in love with it. So it almost feels like it's at home here.
Lady Mary photobomb would be like the best thing ever to experience at the Downton exhibit.
That's basically what I did, yeah.
Does it surprise you? Did it surprise you at the moment, when Downton aired in the US and it had this humongous fan base right off the bat? Did you expect that?
Not at all. I mean, you only hope that if you're making a show in the UK that your country enjoys it and that it's a success there. But it was pretty much overnight when the show started airing in America. Sudden, it was just huge, and we couldn't go anywhere without being recognised in New York. And even now, I every now and then on my Instagram tags, like at Halloween, something pops up and someone was dressed up as Mary at Halloween. I mean, it seems to. There is still such a love for the show, and which is why the exhibition. It's only right that it's here. Yeah.
And perfect for the holiday season.
Yeah.
If only you guys can act out a holiday episode for us while we're at the exhibit, it would be perfect.
That's true.
So you mentioned dress up. You got to wear the most exquisite costumes, hair pieces, jewelry.
Yep.
What was it like every day to put on these amazing costumes? Did you feel... I would feel special if I got to wear some of this stuff.
A lot of what you see in the show are original pieces that have been repaired or, elaborated on. We had two incredibly talented costume designers on the show, Anna Scott Robbins and Caroline McCall, it was outstanding what they did, and the detail. I mean, the beading of this is like hand beaded. And you had to be really careful with things like, the jewellery. I had a habit of like playing with the necklaces, and there was this one incident when I was sat at doing a dining room scene, and I was just, fiddling with the necklace, and it broke, and the beads just completely fell off. And of course, you can't. We couldn't carry on the scene because for continuity. So we had to wait like 15 minutes while they pieced it back together. I felt terrible. But it was, and seeing at the exhibition, seeing the costumes over the 6 years and how the fashion changed. And we were in corsets in the first episode. And by the end, we were into the 20s era. And even for me, I've been part of it for 6 years, but to actually see it all under one roof was incredible. But I loved those costumes and that wig, actually. That was a wig.
Oh,
Wasn't my hair. Well, funny enough, I got my hair cut in the fourth season, into a bob, but Julian wasn't ready for Mary to have a bob. So then we had to put a hairpiece in to make my hair longer again. And then it grew back, and then he decided he wanted her to have a bob. So eventually we just went with a wig. Yeah.
And now it's been 2 years since Downton aired. So when you got back together, I know Alan was there and Joanne at the exhibit on Friday, the opening. How does it feel to see? Because I'm sure you guys are like a family.
Yeah, and we still see quite a lot of each other now. Laura and I are very close. She's one of my best mates, and Alan. So we see a lot of each other, but some people you don't get to see as much, and it was like a reunion. Like, I hadn't seen Leslie, Mrs. Patmore, in a long time, and it was just so good to all get back together and celebrate the show and the exhibition.
So speaking of getting back together, I know you've gotten this question a lot because all of us fans are waiting for a Downton movie, right, guys? We need it. Although Julian kind of ended it for us on a happy note, as he says he likes to do. So if there is a movie, what do you even expect to happen, or what would you like to see Mary do? Or
Well, firstly, I don't think there's a day that goes by without someone asking me if there's going to be a film, whether it be an interview or just someone on the street who says when is the movie going to happen. So I think until we do one, people aren't going to shut up.
So you might as well.
But it's I mean the cast it's a big ensemble. You know, there are 15 to 18 strong cast members. It is difficult to get everyone together at the same time. You know, due to the success of the show, everyone's doing other things. But I'm really hopeful that something will happen. But I can't really tell you any more than that.
Oh man, there's no script ideas. I can help you write a script. I mean, it could really come along well. But what did you learn about yourself and your acting through playing someone like Mary?
Right.
Because you seem very different from Mary in real life, which could be a good or a bad thing.
She's, I mean, I loved her. I fell in love with the character when I first read the script and read for the part. There's just something very still about her, and just, I mean, just so far from who I am and her upbringing and everything. So it was a challenge for me at first. Even the accent, you know, we had dialect coaching, especially in that first season, me and the sisters. But I loved her. I loved playing her, and she's a deeply complex woman, which I think for a period drama felt quite modern to people, and that you could somehow connect with her, even though she was an aristocrat born in, you know, the late 1800s. I loved playing her journey, where the character, you know, she started out as this young, arrogant eldest sister of the family, who then became, you know, estate manager, and obviously went through heartache in her journey, and it was just amazing to play her and to see where the story would take it each season, and I mean, after the third series, when we devastated everyone by Matthew dying at the end of that season, it really sort of changed the course of the show. I mean, that was something we wasn't expecting, but we all had the option to finish, because we did we all signed up for 3 years, and everyone had the option either to stay or go. And of course, you know, not everyone wants to continue with a show, and Dan and Jess decided to go. And sometimes I wonder how that journey would have been different had Dan not have left and gone off to do all the other brilliant things that he's done. But it's that's what's so brilliant about a series, is that you can, it's over such a long space of time that the writers can really, you know, explore so many different avenues for the characters. It's why I love doing television.
Did you expect people to stick with it after Matthew died? Because a lot of people were saying,
worried.
Oh, gosh.
We were really worried.
I think you guys did amazing.
But of course, I think that people were intrigued to see, you know, what would happen next for Mary, and you know, that for someone like her, you know, this what seemed to be a perfect scenario, you know, that suddenly life can take different turns, and it was just wonderful to play her, and I miss her, actually. I miss playing her.
I miss her too.